A like and a comment go a long way in supporting news stories. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thank you. She didn't expect me home that early. Door was unlocked, lights on, voices inside. I stepped in, and there he was, sitting on my couch, in my damn shorts, sipping coffee from her favorite mug like he belonged there. She turned her head, eyes wide, froze mid-laugh. I stood there for a second, and in that moment, everything clicked. You ever feel your whole life tilt in silence? Yeah, that was the moment. But you don't just land in a moment like that. It takes time. Little things piling up till they don't feel so little anymore. Looking back, I don't even know when it started. There wasn't some big fight or screaming match. Just quiet shifts, subtle tones, a half-second pause before she'd answer. Fewer smiles, fewer questions, then none. My name's Trevor. I install windows. Not a fancy job, but it's mine. You measure, cut, fit, seal. It's all about precision and patience. You screw something up, someone gets a draft in their bedroom for the next 5 winters. You do it right. It's invisible. That's the thing with windows. When they're done right, nobody notices them. They just work. Maybe that's how I started to feel around her, too. Christine was never quiet. First time I saw her, she was singing in this dingy bar off Jefferson Street. Friday night, full crowd, sticky floors, cheap beer. She was on some makeshift stage in the corner, belting out this blues cover like she owned the damn building. And she kinda did. Everyone watched her. Hell, even the bartender forgot to pour drinks a couple of times. I was there with one of my crew guys, Dave. He nudged me and said, "Man, if you don't talk to her, I will." He didn't. I did. She had this energy, you know? Like she was running on some other current. Could talk for an hour straight about nothing and somehow make it interesting. She'd ask me weird questions like, "Do you think pigeons feel boredom?" Then laugh at her own nonsense. She told me once, early on, "You're so steady. It's like dating a mountain." I thought that was a compliment. We moved in together after 6 months. Rented a 2-bedroom not far from my work. Nothing fancy, just clean, simple. She made it feel alive. Fairy lights in the kitchen, mismatched mugs, old records playing while she cooked. She'd sing while stirring pasta, sometimes barefoot, sometimes still in her coat. And I'd just stand in the doorway watching like a damn idiot. Like, how did I get this lucky? We didn't have much, but it felt full. That first year, we were tight. She'd come to my job sites with lunch sometimes, sit on the tailgate with me, legs swinging. She joked about helping me install a window once, so I actually let her hold a drill. She nearly stripped the screw, but the photo we took that day sat on our fridge for months. Just her in my safety goggles, grinning like a kid. I still remember the way she'd look at me then, like I was solid ground in a world spinning too fast. But at some point, the spin caught her again. I don't even know when I noticed it first. Maybe it was the way she started dressing different. Not bad, just sharper. More makeup, newer shoes. Said she was reinventing. That's what she called it. Then she joined this local singers collective, open mics, art shows, networking mixers. I supported it. Hell, I paid for most of it. I just wanted her to feel proud of something. But I guess she started feeling embarrassed of me. You know the first comment that really stuck? It was one night. She came back from some event, still buzzing. I was on the couch, beer in hand, watching the game. She walked in, looked at me, and said, "Don't you ever get tired of just existing?" I thought she was joking. I laughed. She didn't. And from there, it just kept rolling. She started picking at stuff that never used to matter. My old boots by the door. My boring sandwiches. The fact that I still listened to the same 5 bands from high school. She stopped asking how my day was. Started coming home later. Claimed she needed space to create. We used to cook together. Then she started eating out more. With people from the scene. That's what she called them. Scene people. I once asked who they were. She rolled her eyes and said, "You wouldn't know them." Yeah, that line sticks. Sex stopped without a fight. No talk. No explanation. Just cold sheets and turned backs. I asked her once, "Is everything okay with us?" She gave me a soft smile, almost pitying, and said, "You're sweet." That's all. Not yes. Not no. Just sweet. And I held on. I kept doing what I always did. Work. Groceries. Fixed the garbage disposal when it jammed. Bought her flowers once just because. She left them in the sink for 2 days before moving them to the trash. Still, I told myself, maybe it's a phase. Maybe the gigs are drying up. Maybe she's tired. Maybe I'm overthinking. Then one night, she left her phone on the charger by the bed. She was in the shower. It lit up, a message from someone saved as Leon, microphone. I didn't open it. Didn't touch it. But the lock screen had changed. It wasn't us anymore. No lake photo. No silly filters. Just her and some guy. Tight frame, arms around each other. Candlelight in the background. His face half turned toward her, like they were sharing some secret. I waited. She came out of the shower, humming something. I didn't say a word. Just watched her pick up the phone, glance at the screen, then look at me. What? She asked. New wallpaper? She smiled. Oh, that's just Leon. He's a friend from the scene. We had this theme night. Someone took that pic. Looked pretty cozy. She shrugged. We were just goofing around. Don't be so uptight. I didn't push. Not then. But that picture burned in my head. Next day, I was over at her mom's place. She called and said her window wouldn't close right. Figured it was a quick fix. Took my tools, headed over. Window was fine. Perfectly fine. She knew it. We both did. She made tea, like she always did. Sat down, talked about her cat, her sister's new job, then got quiet. Poured me another cup, hands shaking a little. Then she looked me in the eye and said, "You're a good man, Trevor." I wish Christine saw it. But she wants more noise in her life. She's chasing drama. That's not your fault. I didn't know what to say. Just stared at the steam rising from the cup. She reached across the table and squeezed my hand. I see you. Even if she doesn't. That hit hard. Harder than any insult Christine ever threw. Because deep down, I already knew it was true. After that talk with her mom, something in me stopped clicking the same way. It wasn't shock, not even pain. Just that dull pressure in the chest, like you're bracing for a hit you already know is coming. I didn't bring it up to Christine. What for? She'd twist it into another scene. Make it about how I was paranoid or stuck in the past again. So I kept it to myself. Not because I was afraid, because I knew it wouldn't make a damn bit of difference. I'd come home, and she'd already be halfway gone. Headphones in. Laptop open. Phone glued to her hand like it was part of her body. Fridge full of stuff I didn't buy and didn't know what to do with. Oat milk, tofu, sparkling water with phrases like organic chakra boost. I stopped bothering. Ate at the diner down the road. Sat in the corner booth like some washed-up detective, just drinking black coffee and staring out the window till the plate was clean and the sky got dark. The last photo of us on the wall. I took it down. Didn't say anything. Just slipped it into the nightstand. Not because I was angry. Just didn't feel like seeing it hang there while everything around it turned fake. I tried once, suggested we take a weekend somewhere. Just the two of us. Like we used to. She looked at me like I'd offered to dig a grave and lie in it. Camping? Seriously? With bugs and no Wi-Fi? I'd rather stab myself in the foot. She said it with a laugh. Like I was supposed to laugh along. I didn't. That was the night I started staying later at work. Picked up extra installs, evening jobs, gutter repairs no one wanted. Not for the money. Just to stay away. Sometimes I parked outside the apartment and just sat there with the engine off, watching the lights from the upstairs window. Like I was hoping the building itself would talk to me and tell me what the hell was going on. Then one evening I came home early. Job had wrapped faster than planned. I stepped in and found her at the kitchen table, alone for once, notebook open in front of her. No headphones. Just her, pen in hand, scribbling something. Lyrics maybe. Journal. Who knows? She looked up like I'd walked in on her doing something she wasn't supposed to. She closed the notebook and said, "You ever think about going away for a bit? Just, like, resetting. Alone." I looked at her. "Are you asking me to leave?" "No," she said quickly. "Just, some distance might be good for you. You've been tense. You could go visit your dad or something." She said it like I was a dog with too much energy. Like I needed a backyard to run in for a while. I didn't argue. Didn't say anything. Just grabbed a bottle of water from the fridge and went to the bedroom. That night, I didn't sleep. A few days later, I woke up around 2 a.m. to get a drink and noticed her phone on the nightstand. Face up. Lit up. She'd fallen asleep with it unlocked. I wasn't trying to snoop, but the screen caught my eye. New wallpaper. Not us. It was her, shoulder to shoulder with some guy in a blazer. One of those professional, moody lighting shots, probably from some event or art gig. He had his hand on her lower back. She was smiling up at him like she used to smile at me. I stood there for a second, staring, then turned off the screen and went back to bed. In the morning, I asked, "Who's the guy on your lock screen?" She blinked. "What?" "Oh, that's Leon. He's a local musician. I met him at a gallery thing. He's just, inspiring. Inspiring enough to replace every photo of us." She scoffed. "Don't be dramatic. It's just a picture." That's when it hit me. I wasn't in her gallery. Not in her phone. Not in her mind. Not in her life. I'd been erased quietly, and the worst part? She expected me to smile and go make coffee like nothing happened. She brushed past me like I was an empty coat rack. I didn't blow up. Just grabbed my keys and left. The next day, I drove to Lena's place. One of her close friends. Christine never knew I had Lena's address. I'd helped her move a bookshelf a year ago and kept it saved. I didn't plan on going. Just ended up there. Sat in my truck for 5 minutes before ringing the bell. She opened the door, surprised to see me. Eyes wide, like I was bleeding. I didn't waste time. Is she seeing someone? Lena exhaled hard through her nose. She says he's just a friend. I waited. But yeah, It's been going on for a while. She talks about him like he's magic. Calls him Leon. Says he understands her. Says you wouldn't get it. I stared down at her porch mat. Do you think I'm crazy? No, she said. I think you've been too patient. That one stuck. She's not thinking about you, she added. She's chasing something, attention, art, whatever. She's not cruel on purpose. But she's selfish. And she thinks if it's loud and exciting, then it must be real. I nodded. Thanks. And I left. I didn't break anything. Didn't scream. I just went home, opened my closet, and started packing a small bag. Just basics, a couple shirts, some cash, the backup charger. It wasn't a dramatic exit. I wasn't running. I was just clearing my space. I didn't touch her stuff. Except for one thing. The photo from the lake. The one where I was holding her in the water. The one she used to keep on her phone before it turned into photos of suits and gallery lights. I found it in the back of a drawer. Took it out. Slipped it into my pocket. Not because I wanted it. Because it was mine. Around 3 p.m., I got a text from a client. Job postponed. I decided to stay a few more hours. Eat. Breathe. Leave after dark. But when I came out of the shower, the front door was open. Lights were on. Voices inside. And then I saw him. Sitting on my damn couch. Wearing my shorts. Drinking out of her mug. Legs stretched out like he paid rent. Laughing at something she said. She turned. Eyes wide mid-laugh. Froze. You weren't supposed to be back till 6, she said. I didn't say a word. I walked past them both. Opened the hallway closet. Yanked her suitcase from the shelf. And dropped it onto the floor. You've got till 8, I said. Take him with you. She went pale. Started scrambling for words. It's not what it looks like. Or maybe we were just talking. I didn't care. He tried to say something too. Some crap about misunderstanding. I raised my hand. Don't. Walked into the kitchen. Pulled the lake photo out of my pocket. Slid it into the drawer. Turned back. I'm filing the papers tomorrow, I said. So pack whatever you need. And go. She started to cry. That shaky, fake kind of crying where it's all throat and no eyes. He stood there like a kid in detention. I'll be back at 8, I said. Make sure this place is empty. Then I walked out. No noise. No scene. Just closed the door behind me. I didn't go far after I walked out. Just sat in the truck, parked 2 blocks down. No music. No movement. Just sat there with the window cracked, breathing like I'd just finished a 12-hour shift. Funny thing is, I wasn't even angry. I thought I'd be. I thought my hands would shake, or I'd punch the steering wheel, or scream into the dashboard. But nothing came. I just sat there, feeling done. Not hurt. Not heartbroken. Just clean. Like someone finally pulled a splinter out of my chest. I waited till 8:15 just to be sure. When I came back, the place was quiet. Lights off. Her keys on the table. No note. No text. Just gone. I checked the closet, half empty now. Bathroom counter was finally clear. Her perfume wasn't stinging the air anymore. The place felt bigger. Colder. But breathable. I opened the window and just stood there. You ever realize how loud silence is? When someone leaves, it's not the sound that changes. It's the absence of weight. Her footsteps. Her laugh in the kitchen. Her voice on the phone talking way too loud. All of it, just gone. Like someone hit mute on a part of your life you didn't even know was noisy. I didn't sleep that night. Just sat on the edge of the bed, looking at the wall where our pictures used to be. Kept thinking, what now? But nothing came. The next morning, I woke up before my alarm, showered, and went to work like always. Put on my boots. Drove out to a client's house on the north side. Replaced a busted double pane in the kitchen. Drank coffee from a paper cup while the sealant set. Just kept moving. That's what you do. You move. A few people asked about Christine. I just said, she's doing her thing. Nobody pried. Small blessings. Lena texted once, you okay? I replied, getting there. She didn't write back. That was enough. The first week was quiet. Too quiet. I kept turning on the TV just to hear voices. Slept on the couch a few nights. Not because the bed felt weird, it just felt like hers. The way the pillows still held her shape pissed me off more than I'd admit. On day 10, I walked into the kitchen and saw her mug still on the dish rack. The one that said, don't talk to me till my second coffee. It pissed me off all over again. I grabbed it, walked outside, and chucked it straight into the dumpster. Felt good. About a month later, I ran into her. Total accident. I was in line at the gas station picking up a Gatorade and some jerky. She walked in behind me. I didn't even notice till she said, hey. I turned. She looked different. Not bad. Just softer. No makeup, hair tied up, hoodie on, like she wasn't performing for anyone. For once. Didn't expect to see you here, she said. I nodded. Guess that makes 2 of us. She shifted awkwardly. How have you been? I shrugged. Working. Sleeping. Eating. Nothing special. She bit her lip. I've been staying at Leon's. Just for now. I didn't respond. She kept going. It's not really what I thought it'd be. I mean, I thought I needed something exciting. But honestly, it's just loud. All the time. Sounds like your kind of place, I said flat. She flinched. I know I messed up, Trevor. I looked at her. Really looked. For the first time in weeks. And you know what? I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel anything. I didn't come here to talk, I said. Just needed a drink. She swallowed. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. For everything. For how I made you feel. You didn't deserve that. I nodded. Maybe not. But it happened anyway. She reached into her bag, pulled something out. The photo from the lake. Folded once. A little worn. She handed it to me. I found it in my suitcase. Figured you'd want it back. I looked at the picture, then at her. I already got mine. You can keep this one. She blinked. You sure? Yeah, I said. It's part of your story now. That's when she broke. Just a little. Her eyes filled up, voice cracked. I was wrong. About you. About everything. I gave a half smile. Takes time to figure some things out. Then I walked out. Didn't look back. That night I came home and opened a beer. Sat on the balcony. Just me, the streetlights, and the quiet. The apartment still felt kind of hollow, like someone had moved the furniture an inch to the left, but it was mine again. It was mine. And for the first time in a long time, that felt like enough. Weeks went by. Life settled into this plain, predictable rhythm, and I didn't mind it one bit. I'd wake up around 6, hit the same diner near the shop, coffee and eggs, no one asking where I was going or why. Work stayed steady. I got into the habit of taking longer jobs, the kind that kept my hands busy and head clear. Clients liked me more than ever, probably because I wasn't trying to rush home anymore. I started sleeping better, eating better, even laughing sometimes. Not much, but enough to remind myself I still could. I didn't tell anyone what happened, not in detail. Guys at work noticed I was quieter, maybe more focused. One of them, Rob, pulled me aside one day and said, "You seem lighter, man. Like you dropped a few bricks off your back." I just nodded. Something like that. The truth is, I didn't miss her. Not in the way people expect. I didn't wake up reaching for her. I didn't replay conversations or scroll through old messages. I didn't look at her socials, didn't care who she was singing with or where. It was like a switch flipped. Once I saw that dude on my couch, once I heard her say, "You weren't supposed to be back till 6, that was it. She wasn't mine anymore. And I wasn't hers. I kept the apartment. Signed the lease in my name. Replaced the couch. Tossed the bed sheets. Painted the kitchen a different color. She once called it egg yolk yellow, said it gave her headaches. So I made sure to use that exact shade. Petty? Maybe. But it made me smile every time I turned on the light. I took the photo from the drawer and burned it one night out back by the dumpster. It wasn't about hate. It was about clearing space. Starting fresh. I watched the edges curl, the flames eat through her smile, and I felt nothing. Just warmth from the fire. You know the strange part? The hardest thing wasn't losing her. It was admitting how long I let it rot before doing something about it. That's what stung. Not her. Not the other guy. Just me. Watching it all fall apart and pretending it was fine. I used to think keeping quiet was the noble move. Staying calm. Giving space. Taking hits with a smile. Turns out, that's just a slow way to disappear. She didn't want a man. She wanted a mirror. Something to reflect back the version of herself she liked best. The wild, free spirit with dreams and drama. And I wasn't playing along anymore. So I became boring. Then invisible. Well, screw that. A couple months after she left, I saw her again. Different spot this time. Outdoor market on a Sunday. I was picking up some screws and caulk at the hardware stall. She was browsing candles with some friend. We made eye contact for a second. She smiled, that small, nervous kind of smile like she wasn't sure if she had the right to. I gave a nod. That was it. She didn't come over. I didn't walk her way. That moment passed like a leaf on the sidewalk, just part of the scenery. That night, I got a text. Unknown number. "I saw you today. You look good. I'm glad you're okay. I think about you sometimes." I stared at it for a while, then deleted it. No response. Not out of spite. Out of peace. I started doing more solo stuff. Fishing. Took a weekend trip upstate. Rented a cabin. Chopped my own wood for the first time in years. Cooked steaks over fire. Sat with a bottle of bourbon and the sound of crickets. It was the best sleep I'd had in a decade. I didn't meet anyone new right away. I wasn't looking. People kept asking. Family, co-workers, even the old guy at the repair shop. "You dating again?" "Nah, I'd say. Just fixing windows and sleeping through the night." That was enough. But something strange did happen. One afternoon, I was working a job up near the hills. Big glass install on a 2-story house. Client was out running errands. Left me a garage code. Around lunchtime, her neighbor came out. Older lady, maybe late 50s. Asked if I could help take down an old blind frame she couldn't reach. I said sure, no problem. She brought me lemonade after. Sat on the porch. Said she used to do windows herself when she was younger. We talked tools, old brands, weather seal tricks, just normal stuff. She looked at me and said, "You've got quiet hands. That's rare." I didn't know what to say, just nodded, thanked her. But it stuck with me. Not everything needs to be loud to be worth something. You know what gets me sometimes? The couch. That new one I bought. It's better than the old one in every way. Bigger, softer, no memories attached. But some nights I still sit on the edge, drinking a beer, staring at nothing. And I think, damn, this is all mine now. And then I think, good. Because I'd rather sit on a clean couch alone than share one with someone who looks at me like I'm the wallpaper. I don't miss being someone's background noise. I don't miss tiptoeing around her moods or pretending her silence wasn't a message. I don't miss guessing what version of her I'd come home to. The flirt, the critic, the ghost. I'm not bitter. I'm just clear. She wanted something I'm not. And I won't apologize for not being a performance. I fix things that crack and break. That's what I do. But some things, some people, they don't want to be fixed. They want sparks and chaos. Let them have it. Me? I'll take quiet hands, solid work, and a life that doesn't leave bruises. You ever wonder how long you'd stay if nobody pushed you? I stayed too long. But I left on my own feet. And I didn't slam the door. I just closed it. For good.